Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is G here. I'm back outside again. At least it's daytime this time. I'm actually doing a bit of shopping, and I thought I would do a quick chat about the difference, my experience, my feelings, and kind of even just some of my thoughts, because I know there's a lot of conversation around single motherhood and the married woman with children life being vastly different, and basically single moms kind of have it better. And I've actually been both now. I raised my son as a single mom, my first son, and now I am partnered with 2 children. So guys, subscribe to my channel and let's have a little chat. So if you guys don't know, before I left the United States, I was working in corporate America. I mean, I had a good job, making 6 figures, all of that, you know. I guess I would have been high value anyway. But I was also a single mom raising a son. I actually, when I look back and I think about it, I didn't have to stay a single mom. I did get marriage proposals, but yeah, no, it was definitely a huge, I don't know, even I think also because I had a son, because I already had a child, I don't think it would have mattered if it was a girl or a boy, but I actually did not want anyone else influencing him, if that makes any sense in that way, in that kind of like, you're my husband's stepdad kind of way. Not that I didn't have serious relationships, because I did, but they were definitely not relationships where the person would have taken on any responsible roles with my child. So looking back and thinking of my time as a single mom, I would say is way different, and I definitely had more life balance than I feel like I do right now. I do feel like having a partner is not the easiest when you're raising children, actually. And I mean, I know it's like this idealistic thing that people talk about, you should have 2 parents, and yes, my partner, their dad, has a great role in their life. However, I do feel like it was a lot easier raising my son and living my life without a partner. And there's a few reasons why. It's not just that. Yes, yes. Put your hand in your pocket. Did doggy touch your hand?
Yeah.
Oh no, mommy will clean it later, okay? It's not just because men add to women's work in respect to just like being there, but it's also more isolating to have this family unit. And because your family unit becomes your primary responsibility, your primary thing. And thinking back on my time as a single mom and how I lived my life, I had so much more support, so many more people in my corner, you know, in respects to not just family, but friends and people who were in the same kinds of community. We built a community basically for ourselves. So yeah, it's just definitely not as easy. I can't call on people the same way. And I mean, partially yes, I'm in a whole nother country, and I'm in a country that is not very friendly. So I do have that level of isolation where I don't have any friends here, married or or otherwise, really. I have a few expat friends, but you know, they're expats, and expats come and go, and they have, you know, they're out here doing their thing, so they have different lifestyles than I do as well. And it's not the same community of people who basically just, you know, like surround themselves with like people. So yeah, I think even if you do have married friends and everything like that, it's kind of the same isolation in those families where that family unit is the primary thing. So you don't want to disturb them. I think even if you do have like married friends or whatever, it's just like you wait till that like life or death emergency in most instances to be like, hey, I need your help. And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences for me. Not only that, but like trying to figure out what to eat for like 4 people. That's a lot of fucking effort. There's a lot of mental and emotional work that I think we all know no one talks about. And I think when I was in corporate America, a lot of times I would think like, oh God, I wish I was a stay-at-home mom or whatever. But it was probably like me thinking that I would be a kept woman in some way, and I would have people to help me do a lot of the things. I mean, I guess I do have people who clean our house, but I still gotta think of all the food. My husband used to cook more. Now he doesn't cook very much anymore, and I'm the primary preparer of food because he's working a lot more, which is fine. But coming up with meal ideas, like, and I mean, Italian food is delicious, but I can't eat Italian food all the time. I just can't. So I'm constantly making something new. If you guys are following me on TikTok, I do post sometimes like the ethnic food that I make and sometimes his responses to them, because Italian people definitely are not very experimental in their food choices. It's, you know, Italian food or bust, generally speaking. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I guess in short, my experience has been, in some ways I feel like this is what I asked for when I was like, oh, I should be a stay-at-home mom and all of those kind of things. I don't know if you guys hear my kid, he's in distress because he wants to go into every shop that we pass, and honestly, I am not doing it. Because what is he gonna do in those shops? Like, seriously, what does he think is gonna happen? We're like passing all of the fancy shops like Dolce & Gabbana and whatnot. Like, what is he shopping for? He got no money. But that's why he's complaining. I don't know if anyone can hear in the background. He keeps pointing, trying to go into places, and he's upset that I'm not going into them. But yeah, so I guess in short, my opinion, my consensus is with everyone else that, yeah, single motherhood actually gives women a lot of balance that they create because they're more in control of everything that's going on with the children. Because honestly, sometimes my husband's help is disruptive more than helpful. Even when he thinks he's being helpful, it's just kind of like, just if you did it the way I wanted you to do it, it wouldn't have turned out to be a fucking hot mess. But instead it does. It just turns into being a hot fucking mess. And I think that's why our kids are a mess. Anyway, guys, yeah, I think that, not that I would trade or change my life, I guess. Being a single mom was a really good experience for me, and it probably was that way too because I did make a decent living as well as had a child who was relatively easy to get along with, and that may have made a huge difference in my experience my son's biological father, he had means to pay child support. So even though I had to put his ass on child support because he sucked, I still was able to use that money to help my son grow and develop into who he is. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta get to thinking about what we're gonna be eating for lunch as well as dinner. But I would love if you guys subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the new subscribers who are here, and thanks for joining me on these little journeys, these little walks. And let's see if this kid will stop screaming for a few minutes to say ciao ciao. You want to say ciao ciao? Ciao ciao for now. Have a kiss?